So we're going to do quick pitches. I'm seeing about like, it looks like 15-ish people, so we're going to be pretty fast. We're going to hold to the 1 minute. If you can do it faster, that's awesome. If not, don't worry about it. And let's get started.
So our main goal is to have a Women in Tech conference here in Edmonton. We have 2 ideas to do that. I will go first.
Go for it.
The Canadian Celebration of Women in Computing is held every year at a Canadian university, and it's basically like we would just volunteer and be like, "You Alberta would be this year." That means we can have their brand, and they're already 700 attendees. But we can also
We want to have a local one, think sort of like Polyglot, maybe not Polyglot in the way we run it, but community building up. But put Edmonton on the map for this, as a like it would be something we could do annually, whereas something like that would be a one-time awesome event. But could we grow it and do something that people recognize?
and put Edmonton on the map, like
for
make us,
doing this.
Yeah.
In our lab, we focus on research, tech development, and education. And what we've noticed through our work is that there's a disconnect between the skills that students have coming out from graduation and the skills that students and the industry needs from their new employers. And what we've come up to address and to fill these gaps is that we've dedicated $55,000 to develop a 6-month mentorship or soft skill development program that's going to help fill these gaps. And what we think we can do, if we can expand this into the community, is that we can work with students to find out the challenges they're facing and talk to industry and find out what their needs are, and that we can expand this, and building that trust between those groups is going to help us to foster, attract, and retain talent here in Edmonton. And the help that we need from you guys is we need community members, educators, students, and industry to work with us in order to make this a robust program that benefits everyone.
But there's lots of talks that are of more general interest to the broader community and are maybe not even really tech focused, things like diversity or hiring or dev process. The idea is to have a place for those, maybe less frequent than our standard meetups that are once a month, that draw maybe a bigger group and can also be perhaps a bit of a best of series as well for talks that have been in meetups. So that's the idea.
I think little, small, tiny things that are really subtle make a huge difference in the end, especially when there's lots of them. Most of us are on the DevelopEd Slack. To promote kind of being more helpful on that Slack and to encourage people to ask me questions and reach out to other forums, I think a small little thank you bottle, you can send an emoji and say, hey, thank you, here's your taco, here's your donut, whatever emoji we kind of set as a thank you one will show that everybody's being really helpful. We can even maybe do a leaderboard with it where we can show the number of people who have asked and given an emoji and received an emoji, and to just increase engagement in the system in terms of being more helpful in that process.
Mark suggested way back in the spring there was a mentorship for Dev Edmonton, and then I didn't really do anything with it all summer, just kind of how summers go, I guess. So if anyone wants to work on that with myself or with Courtney, maybe we can create a Dev Edmonton mentorship, or maybe who's the
Rehab Robotics Lab.
Rehab Robotics Lab, or maybe there's something we can do there to combine it. But basically, we just want to find people that want to be mentored with mentors, right? So there was quite a lot of interest in the Dev Edmonton Slack channel, and we had a spreadsheet way back in the day, and there was quite a bit of interest on that, but nothing ever got done with it, mostly because of me. But hopefully now we can do something with that. So yeah, thank you very much.
So my son and I are working very hard this summer to build this kind of open source project. We kind of rewrite the Bootstrap with the Elm programming language. So you can see this little demo built by my son. It's a very simple website, but demonstrate what kind of things we can do with the new language and the new themes. So if you look at the showroom, we have like all the basic Bootstrap component stuff, but everything is rewrite with Elm programming language without any CSS, JavaScript, HTML. So if I'm interested, I want to kind of set up a team to do another website. So what I want to do is, we already have the basic like default Bootstrap thing. We also have the dark thing. So we want to have another thing to have a different color, different font, different all layout to build a beautiful website. So I'm willing to join other teams, other ideas to have a beautiful website.
And why? Because meaningful projects and coders. Great. There's a super ugly mock-up I did last night. And you get the general idea. Here's the idea of the project. Some people need help. There's an honorarium potentially. I know this works because I helped organize and run the Beta CE meetup, where you can look at a number of projects that are there, but basically we try and get developers who go to that meetup to try and work and connect. Ideas for Edmonton actually ran before a few years ago, but it went really well. but it was a WordPress thing that I hacked together and really it kind of sucked. But there was a lot of publicity, and I think it's got a lot of potential because it's very adoptable in other cities.
So something I've been thinking about a lot this summer is kind of like open source, open education resources. I've been to a couple of conferences on this sort of thing. So I want people to know about Sage. Like that's one of my big things. There's like people in Edmonton who I talk to and are like, we should have a Sage event, and then like, you know, that's the end of that conversation. So I wanted to do some programming stuff in Sage. One is some polishing, maybe not most fun, some testing of my, see I'm really bad at pitches. I'm like, maybe it's not fun, but some testing of some of the like cryptography code that we wrote a couple weeks ago. And then there's this bigger thing that I want to program that I just need to think through with some people. So it's mathematical, but if you don't like have like some huge math background, it's not like you're gonna not be able to do it.
The problem I'm really interested in is how might we encourage every community group to record their events, because we're all busy. There are tons of meetups, there's a ton of great content out there that we're trying to share to our community groups, but because we're all busy, we may not be able to make it right then and there to these events. And so what better way than to create a working group such that we can start to educate our community members how to actually set up the equipment, what does it take to upload it to, say, the DevelopEd to YouTube, all these different things. I just want to be able to kind of take what I know as a developer and gather these requirements, start to analyze them, see what sort of user stories we can sort of create from it. And I'm not sure where this is going to go. It could go a lot larger, it could become like content strategy or whatnot, but I'm just going to focus on event recording for today and see where things go from there. So if that interests you, talk to me.
Actively working on a bunch of these projects already, so if you're interested on it past today, just come chat and we'll see if we can kind of arrange larger groups that are more long-term working on these projects. I definitely just want to see all of these projects.